What a deja vu. This application was objected to by me in August 2022, and with the developer trying to sneak it in with no change, their words, I can't support it today. I speak on behalf of two MPs, Andy Slaughter too. He and Hammersmith and Fulham Council, which this site borders literally the other side of the road, have objected now twice to this application. Deficiencies that they point out are harm to the historic Old Oak and Wormholt conservation area with height, volume and massing. It is at odds with the government scrutiny commission on design quality standards. It's not even been through a design review panel. Zero response here from TfL on highways impact. No traffic management of taxis, coaches, all those kind of things that a hotel normally brings. Old Oak Common is a major artery, and the scant, non-existent information here on building works management. And we remember in North Acton, HS2 did similar. It's chaos there, and now a major link road has been cut off. And at a Zoom yesterday, from the PR company of the developer, we were told that there's nothing in planning policy that stops anything that I raised, that negotiations can take place after the inevitable permission will be granted and the committee rubber stamps it. It felt like a gotcha moment because they've already bought the land. We know that they're not a charity. When all these things were pointed out about the small businesses that are being lost, the much loved community facility of London Snooker, the answer was it's not their problem. After years of experiencing planners on a charm offensive, most charmless ever presentation I've ever seen. And they claim that Mary gets first right of refusal for an earmarked snooker only space. Theoretically, yes, but clearly too costly for the existing club because there's no assurances otherwise it will be at market rate. Temporary discretion is what is being relied on here. They've said that it's was 129 guest rooms going to 114, but if she can't afford that, it reverts back. So they're going through the motions. Andy Slaughter MP, he's an ex-council leader. He talks of the small businesses. You know, the lenses I've got in my eyes came from I Spy Opticians, and another colleague of mine at London Councils says that it's odd, no reference to loss of retail capacity. And also the usual setting out of the MP's objections and the mitigations for each one is missing from this report. The developer's PR told me nothing has changed from the original application, so there's no need to go through a big presentation with me. No consideration of the 8,000 London Snooker Club members. A parliamentary colleague I mentioned this to today said, you mean the one that's got Russian billiards? People go to that from miles and miles around. So it's famous. The applicant's own snooker needs assessment, not independent, they ordered it, says everything is fine. Why demolition in the first place when we have a climate emergency and public policy says that this should be a last resort when 24% of current emissions come from the embodied carbon released from such projects? We're supposed to retrofit rather than this wanton destruction. And the biodiversity net gain, it's a requirement of the Environment Act. It's laughable here. It says a green, what's it called? Roof. So, you know, a few blades of grass. It's not proven that 10% that you leave nature in a better state than when you came to it is proven in this. In fact, quite the opposite. Of the 75,000 constituents I represent, nobody has said that they want a hotel here. In fact, the opposite, given that the halls of residence at North Acton and even hotels in the Oxford Road have been repurposed for other things, dispersal, asylum, accommodation. So often these things turn it, and we haven't heard which hotel chain is taking this. So I say that, you know, very few applications to this committee make it on TV. This was on ITV News. It's such a loved facility. We've also got the butchers, the kebab shop. You know, what about small business and the lifeblood of our high streets? And the application for asset of community value has not been heard by Ealing Council. At least we could have a conclusion to that. It's been on their desk since June.
Okay,
Apparently due to
5
start.
minutes. Thank you.
It's nearly Christmas.
No,
I say
thank
don't
you.
vote for this turkey.